Now then YouTube, I'm the Top Man and welcome back to the complete guide to a Thaumic Tinkerer. We're currently on version 40, I believe. I think it's weird how he renames stuff, but either which way. Anyway, we've got a couple of new items, guys, to show you from a previous update before we get on to the newest items, which will be in the next episode. So in this episode, we're going to cover the Transvector Dislocator and also the Cursed Spirit's Blade. Firstly, we're going to get to the Cursed Spirit's Blade because for some reason, guys, I cannot for the life of me get the discovery for the Cursed Spirit's Blade. I believe there must be a bug somewhere along the line. I've tried lost research, I've tried normal research. I do know what you need to get that particular research, but I cannot physically get the research notes to be able to do that. I'm going to have a word with Vazki when he's around next and see if he gets the similar issue. But for me, and the newest version, which is the 40, I'm not getting the research notes for the Cursed Spirit's Blade. Try as I might, I'm just not getting it. Now, it does require infusion first for you to be able to find this particular item. You're gonna need Corpus, Fames, Spiritus, and Tellum. So let me just put this into perspective, guys. Here's Corpus. Oh, well. You know what? I tried this. I did try this numerous times and it did not show up. It did not show up. I'm wondering if I have to actually find one of the other ones first before I found this. Maybe one of the wand focuses, maybe even the Helmet of Revealing. I'm not quite sure, but this was not here. I can promise you guys, I definitely do know how to search for research. This was not here before. Let me just quickly scribble things around and get this found for you guys. Okay guys, I've managed to scribble these things around and I've managed to find the Cursed Spirit's Blade. Eventually, we got there in the end. It must have some sort of way to find it that, I don't know, maybe it didn't load up properly or something like that and I had to reload the world. But either which way, we found it now guys, the Cursed Spirit's Blade. You're being unpleasant, says Vazki. Okay, let's go and have a look inside. It is in the Artifice, and remember guys, you do need infusion to be able to find this first, and the Cursed Spirit's Blade. You're going to require a gas tier, rotten flesh, raw pork chop, raw beef, bone, and a diamond along with a thaumium sword, 20 fames, 6 humanus, 10 spiritus, and 5 tenebrae to get the Cursed Spirit's Blade. Be aware that this is a high instability item, so make sure you've got lots of magical paraphernalia around your infusion crafting area. So you created a sword that strikes with unparalleled force. However, for this to be the case, the sword feeds on the striker's blood. Upon damaging anything with the sword, the attacker will take 1 heart of damage. Blocking with this sword will always deal only 1.5 hearts, regardless of the original damage. Furthermore, simply holding this sword gives the holder a steadfast aura, making them move faster than normal. So, I've got, just so I happen to have one. Ooh, look at that. And it will allow you to move particularly quick, so it's a nice item to have on your hotbar, just to, move around pretty quick, I suppose. There we go. Now, let's go ahead and get ourselves a zombie. Now, I don't know if I can... it's probably a better idea to get a spider. It's probably a better idea to get not a curved spider because they're a pain in the backside. And we'll go ahead and go into the options here and put it onto easy so that you guys can see. Now, this spider can't get out of there anyway, but let's go ahead and give it a smack. Oh, it can get out of there. That gives me 1 damage there. If you can, and 2 hits, the spider's dead. It does hit you for 2 hearts, don't forget, but yeah, that's a price to pay. That's a price to pay for a very powerful item. So blocking with it, it does... Oh god, my chest just nabbed all my items. Cheers, chest. Thank you for that. I was killed by magic apparently as well. So yeah, holding this and blocking with it will deal 1.5 hearts of damage to you, so you will die by this, guys. So be very, very careful. That is the Cursed Spirit's Blade. And the final item of this episode is the Transvector Dislocator. So let's go ahead and put these notes in here. Now, to find the I'm not quite sure Yeah, I did tell you the Cursed Spirit's Blade. That's good. To find the Transvector Dislocator, you're going to need Alienus, Iter, and Machina. So, once you've got that, and I just need to go ahead and search that, and then I found it. Good stuff. Bloop. And that gives you the Transvector interface, which you need the Transvector interface to find. Sorry, it gives you the Transvector Dislocator. You're going to need the Transvector interface to find it first, though. So, looking into this, guys, has some potential, especially with other mods installed. I'm sure that people can come up with many uses. One use in particular I will explain a little bit later on. But anyway, the Transvector Dislocator. By studying motion, you manage to create a block that swaps two blocks in space. This block acts like a transvector interface, where it must be bound to another location in space using a transvector binder. You can set the direction it's facing using a wand, and when a redstone signal is applied, the dislocator will swap the block in front of it with the block linked to using the binder. It also transports any and all entities in those areas. It can be camouflaged similarly to the transvector interface. It has a longer range than it. Which is 16 blocks. So you need 3 mirrored glass, a transvector interface, and a redstone comparator with 5 Terra and 5 Peditio to be able to get yourself the Transvector Dislocator. Now, for this to actually make any sense, I know reading it, it's like, oh, what's going on? For this to make any sense, I'm gonna go ahead and set a few things up so that you guys can see how this thing actually works. Guys, how the hell did this portal get here? I did not put this here. I have no idea. I just remember I was using that sword and I was blocking with the sword. When it killed me, my stuff went everywhere. But where did this come from? I haven't, honestly guys, I haven't touched this, and I've just, it never registered when I came over here the first time to collect my stuff. Why there was a portal here? I'm not sure if that may be a bug somewhere along the line, or whether it's an intentional thing. Whoa. Oi, get back over here. What's it doing? The thing went through the portal. Never mind. Anyway, on with the demonstration. Alright guys, I'm back, and I've made a very quick and very simple way of using this block. Now, this can swap blocks in time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a redstone pulse, or the equivalent of. Oh, look at that, guys. It actually swapped with the wood block that was over here with the dirt block that was in front of it. And so on and so forth. Now, how this works, we're going to go ahead and set one up ourselves. So we're going to put down a Transvector Dislocator with a... Whoops, I've actually camoed that there. Well, we can always do that. Anyway, you can camo blocks, and I'll explain that all in a big Thaumic Tinkerer spotlight, which I'm going to do at some point soon, which is going to be a non-spoilery one, actually, guys. That'd be pretty good. So anyway, you've got to use your transvector binder on your transvector. In this case, it is this, although it's camoed as a dirt block at the minute. So you can see, location set, and the block that you're swapping the block in front of it with, good stuff, binding has been done. So let's go ahead and get, a button might be a better idea. And there you go. It's as simple as that. Now, I can think of one particular use just off the top of my head right now, guys, is this would be a great thing to have where your power storage is. Because when say you're using a power storage network and you've got this one which is feeding all of your power network. I can't show you this because I don't have the mods installed. I've only got the magic mods. But imagine that this is the one that's full of power and it's providing a quarry, say for example from Buildcraft. And this one over here is another energy storage which is getting powered, or it's recharging. So this one is empty. You're like, oh, this one is empty. Maybe you've got a gate system or something like that which will emit a pulse when this one is empty. So then it goes ahead and emits the pulse and swaps out the empty one. So the empty one was here. It switched it over to here. This one that was here, which was charging up, which is, I would hope, would now be full, has switched over here. And again, it will go ahead and do that. Now that's one of the particular uses you can use that for, and I think it's an absolutely fantastic way of being able to do that kind of thing. I really think it is. And remember guys, it will also do entities as well, so just remember about that. It will go ahead and transport all entities within 16 blocks. So there we go, guys. That is the Transvector Dislocator. By all means, in the comment section below, if you can think of any other use for the Transvector Dislocator, because I'm sure there are many, many, many of them. I've just given you one simple one. I'm sure that people can come up with more, more advanced ways of using it than I can. So there you are, guys. That is the Transvector Dislocator and the Cursed Spirit's Blade. In the next episode, we're going to be covering 2 brand new items with the new Thaumic Tinkerer. So until then, guys, I've been the Soft Man. If you could leave a like, that would be massively, massively helpful. And hopefully you're finding this interesting, and hopefully it's helping you in some way, shape or form. So until next time, guys, I've been the Soft Man. Thanks very much for watching, and as always, stay safe.